What's up, ninjas, and welcome to Yoga with Dojo Cat, and welcome to day one of my Christmas yoga challenge, 12 days of yoga. I know that December is a really busy time for a lot of people. It's really hard to find time for yourself, especially to exercise and find a little movement. That's why I'm doing this challenge this month. 12 days, you're gonna get a video from me every day, a little different focus on different parts of the body. And that way you can start to build a nice routine for yourself and maybe carry it into the new year. So when you're setting your New Year's resolutions, boom, you've already got a routine started. So it's not like you're starting from day one in the new year. So today's yoga flow is going to be focused on the hips. If your hips are feeling tight and locked up, I guarantee they're going to be feeling better by the end. Let's just get into our yoga flow today, shall we? So we're going to begin in a child's pose, bringing the knees nice and wide, the big toes to touch, and your hips all the way down to your heels, extending the arms out in front of you and bringing the forehead to the mat. Now we're going to keep this child's pose nice and active, so lift your forearms off the mat. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take a second here to arrive to your practice today. Like I said, this is a busy time of year, but right now, nothing else matters but you on your mat. So if your mind wanders, just bring it back to how your body feels in the pose. Bring it back to your breath. And maybe you want to set an intention for this practice today. My intention today is to be kind to myself. And I'd love to hear what your intention for yourself is. So after this flow, maybe write it down in the description box for me. And if you want to get a little movement in this child's pose, just rock side to side, maybe rolling your forehead. A couple more breaths in this pose. And on your next exhale, we're going to roll up, coming into tabletop position, bringing the knees under the hips, the hands under the shoulders. And of course, you guys know me, we have to do cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone and chin to the sky. And exhale, arch the spine, tuck your chin to your chest, press the mat away. Inhale for cow, linking your inhales as you expand the body, and then exhaling as you contract it. Beautiful. Come back into that neutral position, and we're going to turn towards the wide part of our mat and extend the right leg out beside you. You can kind of keep your toes at a nice 45-degree angle. Lift your torso up nice and high. Inhale the hands to the sky. And exhale, bend sideways over that straight leg. Getting a nice side body stretch on that left side. And then bring the left hand to the mat, extend the right arm overhead, getting a nice stretch on the other side. Beautiful. Release that stretch, bring your hands in front of you, and you're just gonna rock your hips back down, trying to touch your bum to your heel on that left foot. And you're gonna feel this nice stretch in your groin. Oh, that was my knee. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, bring that right leg underneath you. Lift all the way up. Extend the arms to the sky, getting a nice big stretch. And then bring your hands down beside your hips. We're gonna take that gate pose to the other side. So you can extend that left leg out beside you, toes at that 45-degree angle, lifting the torso up nice and strong. Inhale the hands to the sky. Exhale, bending sideways over that straight leg. And releasing that, bringing the right hand to the mat, extending the left arm overhead and reaching. Release that stretch, bring the hands in front of you, maybe adjusting a little bit and rocking your hips down to your heel and coming back up, rocking back and forth. Good. All right, you're gonna pick up that right foot and pivot it to face your left foot and turn your torso towards the short part of your mat. Tuck the toes, lift the hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Take whatever movement you need in this pose, maybe rocking your hips side to side, pedaling out your feet. Or if you have any tension in your neck, nod your head yes, or shake your head no. But we're gonna go right into our lizard pose from here. So when you're ready, inhale the right leg to the sky, exhale, bend the knee, open up that hip. You're gonna feel this in the hip and in the side body there. And as you exhale, step that right foot outside of the right hand, drop that left knee, untuck the toes, and really sink into this beautiful lizard pose. So if you have the flexibility, come all the way down to your elbows. You can even use blocks if you want. If you don't quite have that flexibility, but you want to work on it a little bit, I'm just gonna keep the blocks on the medium setting and bring my elbows down to them. One other option for you, if you want a different feel in this stretch, is to turn onto the blade of that right foot, just to open the hip out at a different angle. If you don't like it, that's okay, don't do it. But I just want to give you some options here. Now, this pose can be really uncomfortable, but the good thing is that you're really tough and you can use your breath to help you make it through this pose. So inhale, thinking about creating space in those places where you're feeling the tension, which is right now, for me, the inner growing. And exhaling to release any tension that you might be feeling. Beautiful. We're gonna add a little twist into this lizard, so I'm just gonna set my blocks aside. Planting the left hand, take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, extend that left arm to the sky above you. Beautiful. Release that hand down to the mat. Tuck the the left toes. Lift the left knee and step forward, bringing your feet about as wide as the mat, and you're gonna sink into a nice yogi squat. I am using a block on its medium setting underneath my tailbone to help support me. You're welcome to do that as well. But we're gonna think about pulling that spine nice and tall, bringing our weight into our heels. If you need to deepen the stretch, using those elbows to really press those thighs apart. Good. Bring your hands to the mat. Lift the hips to the sky. If you used a block, just set it aside. Tiptoeing those feet so that they are about hips distance apart.
And we're just going to hang out here in a forward fold for a couple of breaths, maybe rocking side to side. And then really slowly, one vertebrae at a time, rolling all the way up, rolling the shoulders up and down away from the ears, putting our weight into the right foot and taking a nice big step back, pivoting that back foot, inhaling the arms to the sky, warrior one. Make sure that knee is aligned above that heel. Keep your chest square to the front of the mat. And bring your arms to a T. Turn your hips to face the wide part of your mat. Turn your toes to face the wide part of your mat. Straightening both legs. Inhaling the hands to the sky. Exhaling for a wide-legged forward fold. Maybe to deepen the stretch, pulling yourself towards the center of your legs. And if you've deepened that stretch, just come back to center here. And then really slowly, hands on the hips, rising all the way up. Turn your toes out at a nice 45-degree angle. Bring your arms up to the sky and exhale, sit into a nice goddess squat. Tuck that tailbone underneath. Weight in the heels again, strengthening the thighs and the hips. Beautiful. One more breath here before straightening the legs, turning back into that warrior one on the right side. And bringing the hands to the mat, planting them, stepping back, but dropping the knees to the mat, untucking the toes. And we're gonna do some spinal waves here. So bringing the hands a little bit up in front of the shoulders, and as you drop the belly for cow, drop the hips down to the heels. And then as you arch the spine for cat, rolling the shoulders above the wrists, before you drop the belly and the hips down to the heels. Exhaling, arching the spine, bringing the shoulders above the wrists. And we'll do one more round. And on your next exhale, you're gonna tuck the toes, lift the hips to the sky, meeting back in your down dog. And before we get into the second half of that flow, bring your mind back to your intention. Remembering to be kind to yourself or whatever it was that you set. And when you're ready, we'll take that to the other side. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, open up that hip. Pausing here for breath. On your next exhale, step the left foot outside the left hand. And we'll sink into our lizard pose, so you can drop that right knee, untuck the toes. And wherever you are in flexibility on your left side, it's gonna be different from your right side, so adjust accordingly. Maybe you need a little extra support with some props on this side. If you came onto the blade of your foot on the right side, maybe you wanna do that on the left side as well, just to maintain balance. But again, bring your mind back to your breath. Really keeping in mind that where the mind goes, the energy flows. So our intention is to open up these hips today. So that's where the mind should be. That's probably where you're feeling the tension. Just let it go. Beautiful. A couple more breaths here. Before coming back up onto your hands, if you're on your elbows, setting your props aside, tucking the right toes, lifting that right knee, nice big step forward, bringing the heels as wide as the mat, toes facing out, and sinking down into your yogi squat, maybe using a block for extra support. Oh, I have to change the song. Excuse me. I'm just gonna like snap my fingers and I'll be back in this pose with a different song. Okay, that's better. Beautiful. Maybe use those elbows to press the thighs a little deeper. Remember to keep that spine nice and long. All right, very good, you guys. Plant the hands, straighten the legs, maybe set your block aside. Tiptoe your heels in together, meeting in a forward fold. And just hanging out here for a second. And then rolling up nice and slow. Rolling the shoulders up and down, away from your ears. Inhaling the hands to the sky. Exhale, bring them down to your hips. Weight in your left foot, stepping back with the right foot pivoting so that it's parallel with the short part of your mat. And then inhaling the arms to the sky, bending that front leg, stacking the knee above the ankle, turning the chest towards the front of your mat. Warrior one. Very good, you guys. And you're gonna bring your arms parallel and turn your toes to face the wide part of the mat. Inhale the hands to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, meeting in a wide-legged forward fold. I'm just gonna turn, I'm comfortable with that camera angle. All right. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of movement into this forward fold. So just bending one leg at a time, going side to side. Maybe you can go all the way down into Skandasana, for example. I'll just do it on this one side, straightening the right leg, bending the left, and then taking it to the other side. I'm not gonna do that because I can't bend that knee all the way yet. And coming back to stillness at center, maybe crawling yourself backwards for a deeper stretch. And releasing, hands on the hips, roll up nice and slow. Turn your toes outwards, bring your hands to the sky. And as you exhale, bend the knees, weight in the heels, tuck that tailbone underneath, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Goddess pose. One thing about opening up the hips is once you stretch to release that tension, we got to make that spot stronger, right? Good. Very nice, you guys. One more breath here before straightening the legs, turning your left toes to the short part of your mat. Bending that front leg, meaning back in our warrior one on the left side. Before planting the hands, stepping back into our downward facing dog. And then coming all the way down to our knees, opening them up nice and wide, big toes to touch, melting back into a child's pose. And we'll just take one quick minute here to do a little body scan. How do your hips feel now compared to the start of your practice today? Bring your mind back to your breath. Follow the air in through the nose, out through the mouth. And what was your intention? Beautiful. One more breath here before we roll up. And we're going to shift onto our bums, bringing the legs out in front of us. Oh, nope, sorry, I forgot. We're gonna bring our legs nice and wide, and we're gonna go into a straddle pose here. So this can be pretty intense. You can use some blocks if you like. Now, legs as far apart as you can without any sharp pains. Pull that spine nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hinge forward at the hips, trying not to round the spine. Keep it nice and long. And then, if possible, coming all the way down onto your elbows on the mat, or just crawling the hands out as much as you can, or using the elbows to help, or sorry, the blocks to help you. Good. Straighten the spine, set the blocks aside. Inhale the hands to the sky. Turn your torso to that left leg. Exhale, fold over that left leg. Trying to touch your nose to the knee. Maybe you can only hold on to the shin, that's okay. One more breath here before releasing, coming back to center. Inhale the hands to the sky. Turn your torso towards the right leg. Exhale, folding over the right leg. All together, one deep breath in. Before releasing, turning back towards the short part of our mat and rolling nice and slow onto our backs. Bringing the knees up to the chest, reaching in between to hold on to the shins, the outside of our feet, or the two big toes with your two fingers here, whatever is most comfortable. And then pulling the heels to the sky, knees into the armpits for happy baby. This is an amazing one for the hips. I know it feels silly, especially if you're rocking side to side. Like, I admit, I wouldn't want to make eye contact with somebody while doing this pose. But it feels amazing. It's really good for your hips. And also, who cares? The older I get, the less I care about stuff like that. Beautiful. And release your feet. Come down to the mat. Pause here for a breath. And bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall open. And if that's too much tension on your hips, feel free to use your blocks or maybe some pillows underneath your thighs, the outside of your thighs, to help support you in this reclined butterfly. But this is where we're going to end class today. So this is going to be our Shavasana. So thinking about releasing the tension in those hips in this pose, maybe placing one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, just so you can feel your breathing. And as we close out this class, I'm going to take you through a breathing exercise. We're going to do a box breathing technique where you inhale for the count of 4, hold for the count of 6, and exhale for the count of 8. And if you like, you can close your eyes and we'll get started. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can let your breath return to normal. Keep following the air. And if you need a longer Shavasana, you can feel free to pause this video. But if you are ready to move on with your day, you can feel free to wiggle your fingers and your toes and slowly blink your eyes open. And this pose can be pretty intense here, so you may need to take your hands to the outside of your thighs and gently guide them together. And maybe as our final practice here, rocking your hips side to side, your knees side to side. And then coming up into a comfortable seat. All right, that is it for class today. Let me know how your hips are feeling after this class, and also let me know what your intention was. I would love to know. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you in my little dojo. And if you're not in my dojo, but you're still watching this video, what are you doing? Just hit that button and you'll get to join the Dojo Cat Club, where you are cool. All right, if you like longer videos, you can join my Patreon. That's where I post longer videos, 45 minutes to an hour. And I post a new video every month. Right now as of filming, there are 4 or 5. No, there should be 5, maybe 6. I don't know. There's longer videos on there, okay? Go check it out. And I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's flow. I'm excited to do this challenge with you. Feel free to tag me on social media at DojoCat713. I'd love to see you guys following along in my challenge. Go drink some water, be kind to yourself, and be kind to others. I will see you guys tomorrow. Os.